Let's hit the road off with a scintillating story of Satya Sai Baba to be displayed here by a close friend of mine, a close-to-heart friend of mine, Nalini Bhatt. Stay tuned.
Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my
We at Prashanti offer our humblest pranams at the most sacred lotus feet of Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba. Welcome brothers and sisters, this is Nalini. I can recall the days when our Balvika's teacher would come to our house early in the morning around 4 to 4:30. We would be waiting at the door dressed in long skirts with our symbols in hand. As soon as we heard her coming near our gate with a few other children whom she had picked up on the way, we would quietly leave the house, join the group, walking, singing bhajans in the streets dimly lit by the street lamps. When we left, the night would be still lurking around, but when we returned, as though aroused by the melody of our singing, the sun would be just rising over the horizon, turning the blackness to beautiful orange hue. We were participating in Nagar Sankirtan, a practice that Sri Baba started in the early 70s, which is the topic of today's Prashanti. When Baba called, "Roll up your bed and follow me," very few realized that the call was for Nagar Sankirtan, where devotees walked on the streets in the early auspicious hours, singing bhajans, glorifying God, awakening people into the awareness of the divine.
Why Nagar Sankirtan is prescribed is not for nothing. It is to spoil your good sleep. It's highly sacred from the point of the world. It was the time which is highly sacred, Brahma Muhurta. When the cool breeze, mind will be at peace, perfect peace. The moment you get up, instead of listening to useless things, listening to that what you are not supposed to. If you listen to God's name, your heart will be in peace and the singers will be happy. Listeners will be happy. I could listen to God's name the moment I got up this morning. The moment you get up, sing the glory of God. It's for that purpose. Satya Sai organization has taken up Nagar Sankirtan, the study circles, bhajans and so on. What's the main reason? It will sanctify and it will keep our hearts in peace.
Professor Kasturi writes, after Baba's command, people who had never seen the sunrise have started moving out into the cool, refreshing air to join Nagar Sankirtana. The intricate mysteries of metaphysics are beyond the ken of the common man. Even those who can delve into them hardly follow the principles underlying them. The labyrinth of rituals, with its armory of do's and don'ts, create only apprehension in him. Mere jnana or knowledge can make you a good logician or a debater, but if it is lived through, then you become a jnani, a wise man. Nagar Sankirtana was one such tool for mindful sadhana. When Nagar Sankirtan was started, there were some who had their fears. Will people get up so early? Will the neighbors permit singing in the early dawn? Will the police keep quiet? Will the street dogs not bark us out or even bite? Many were in a dilemma. They didn't want to be seen singing in the streets, but at the same time wanted to obey Sri Baba's command. They started at 3 a.m. when the streets were empty and all were sleeping soundly, and came home quickly before they could be discovered. But soon, in the light of wholehearted enthusiasm, the dark fears began to melt away. Neighbors welcomed the melodious tonic, the police themselves joined, the dogs were no problem at all. From one day in the week, the kirtan was increased to 2 or 3, and in some places, every day of the week. The distances covered increased, the numbers multiplied. Soon, each section of the town or city had its own Nagar Sankirtan party. Baba has said that the Nagar Sankirtana is Bhagavata in practice. when the senses are still dormant after the night's sleep, before they get too loudly involved in the pursuits of the busy day, you should move along the quiet streets in the cool, thrilling pre-dawn silence, bringing God into every ear, radiating the fragrance of the divine name through every open door and window. This is self-help. Nagar Sankirtana cuts the knot of laziness. You are up early singing the glory of God, inspiring your neighbors to thank God for the gift of another day. It is a mission of love. It is a purificatory yajna, for it disinfects the air polluted not just by dust and smog, but also by people's anger and hatred. At the same time, it removes the inner pollution of the participants, rendering the mind pure and fresh. Thank you for watching Prashanti. Jai Sai Ram.
So let's get started with Madam Nalini's Prashanti, which will touch our heart and soul. Let's view that together.
Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my
We at Prashanti offer our humblest pranams at the most sacred lotus feet of Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba. Welcome, brothers and sisters. This is Nalini. We are in the midst of Navaratri, 9 days of worshipping the Divine Mother. Sri Baba demonstrated in myriad of ways that he is none other than the Divine Mother herself. As the incarnation of both Shiva and Shakti, he is both father and mother. During Dasara festival, Sri Baba has appeared to devotees as Ardhanarishwara or Shiva Shakti as one form. Divine Mother is worshipped in 3 forms, Durga, Lakshmi and Saraswati. Sri Baba is veritably all 3 forms. During Navaratri, when Swami presided over the conference of Vedic scholars, he was Goddess Saraswati. During Veda Saptaha Yajna, he was Goddess Durga, the goddess of spiritual power. He was Goddess Mahalakshmi herself when he distributed food, money and clothing to devotees and the poor. As Mahakali, Baba destroys our inner demons of desire, anger, greed and so on. Baba has said, his love is the love of 1,000 mothers. The devotees continuously experience his immense love as such. Let's watch.
How Swami looks after just like a mother, father, guru, only after saying Swami. The correct meaning of love. We learned, we were brought up by him. After my marriage, Swami told me how to run a family, how to be a daughter-in-law. Every step he was guiding us. My mommy has got nothing to say. Even for mommy is telling how to run a family. Swami was a God, guide, everything. A friend of mine had a lot of problems. When she was very happy, Swami used to give a lot of interviews, a lot of attention and all that. When she had severe problems, Swami stopped talking to her. Sometimes she can feel when she is happy, Swami walking with her and all that. When problems started, she could not see Swami coming with her. One day Swami gave an interview. Then she said, Swami, I am in problem. Then why are you not walking with me? Swami had a good laugh. Because you are not able to take the pain. I am carrying you all the time. So you are not able to see my feet. Every second taking care of us. Like that Swami does everything for his devotees.
They have given me a topic, Mother Sai, Lord of all there is. In fact, the single thing which all of us relate to Bhagwan with is his compassion and his love for all of us. This love which is singular and unique, I don't think any avatar at any time displayed love the way Swami actually showed it out to each one of us. When I lost my mother very early in my life, I was heartbroken, terribly crestfallen, because I was very attached to her. and she was ardently devoted to Swami. They had a phenomenal equation. And when she passed away in my arms, there was a lot of anger in me for Swami. I kept feeling, somebody who was so devoted to you, who only lived her life for you, why did you have to take her away just like that? I had to take a devotee to Vrindavan ashram for darshan, so I drove them there. The moment I reached the ashram, I said, I will not step into the ashram because I don't want to come and have darshan of Baba. So I stayed back in the car and these people went in. And after a few minutes, I noticed the lady had left her purse in the car. So I carried the purse inside the ashram to give it to her. And the Sevadal there caught me and said, no, you can't go to the ladies' side. Ushered me to the gents' side and make me sit. And as Swami came near, I was livid with anger. And I actually wanted to pounce on him and fight with him. And as he kept coming very close and he turned to me, I actually went up on my knees and I said, my mother passed away. You took her away. I said, Sevadal all tried to come and grab me. And Swami instantly turns around and says, but I am there for you. Those words, it started from there. I don't think it will ever end in this life and in any other life which I will take. He has stood by me every moment, the mother of all. Over the years, it's been a very, very mother and child-like relationship with Bhagwan. I could never relate to him as God. I could never look at him as a guru. For me, it was a mother. Every small thing I ran to him and he indulged. Every moment he indulged. I don't know, whether we can ever hope to receive this love in a human form, in any other form. This is possible only with pure divine love, only possible to come from the Brahman himself.
Once Baba was distributing food during Navaratri. When he came to a small child seated on her mother's lap, Baba asked for a cup of milk to be brought since the child was too small to eat the food he was distributing. One of the boys ran and brought the milk. He was about to give it to the child when Baba, who had by this time reached the end of the row, said, stop, and came over and chided the boy. How can you give such hot milk to this child? It will burn her tongue. Then Baba himself asked for another cup and cooled it down by pouring milk from one cup to another several times and gave it to the child. Such was our Sai Ma, 1,000 mothers rolled in one. Happy Navaratri, Jai Sai Ram.
Let's push off with a lovely outlook on the life of Satya Sai Baba, to be televised here by gorgeous Nalini Bhatt.
Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath.
We at Prashanti offer our humblest pranams at the most sacred lotus feet of Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba. Welcome, brothers and sisters. This is Nalini. The famous poet Purandara Dasa sang, "The person who strums on the strings of tambura will cross the ocean of life and will become one with the Devas." Previously, we brought you a segment on Nagara Sankirtan, where devotees walked on the streets at dawn, awakening people into divine awareness. On today's Prashanti, let us learn about Nama Sankirtana, or the act of simply chanting the name of God. Baba accorded the highest place to Sankirtan, or singing of Lord's glory. Baba says, the heart has the precious treasure of Ananda or bliss. The key to open this treasure chest is Namasmarana, the repetition of the name of the Lord with a pure heart. The tongue is the post, the name of God is the rope with which you can bring God near you and tie him up so that his grace becomes yours. God is so kind that he will yield to your prayers and get bound.
Everything Lord's name is important. Without chanting Lord's name, it's not possible to cross this life. This Lord's name is the very boat. The moment water enters into the boat, it will be dangerous. We repeat Lord's name. We should repeat it, chant it selflessly with a pure heart. There's no other easier path in this age of Kali other than Lord's name. Such an easy, sacred path is present now. If one has full faith in God, will never suffer. They may come like a mountain, would pass off like a mist, water underneath the earth. How to draw the mud, the worldly fancies which have got to be removed. When you remove the whole mud of the world, you will get the water. It will go dive deep and draw water out of the bottom. Or if you install the borewell of God's name, you can draw water out of your heart.
Work will be transformed into worship.
Take it as
Peace and joy are man's true nature. They are as much his dharma as burning is the dharma of fire, or sweetness is of sugar, or fragrance is of the rose. But alas, he is not able to experience them all. The time for the perversion and aberration of the senses cause estrangement from his own inner nature of bliss. The burning charcoal is covered with ash. Wherefrom has this ash come? From the fire itself. The moss conceals the very water in which it is born. The clouds created by the heat of the sun hide the sun. Likewise, the aberrations of our senses with their concomitant raga or likes and dvesha dislikes, vikaras, the mental distortions, conceal the Atma, which is Shanti and Ananda. So, the objective of all our spiritual sadhana is to root out the raga, dvesha and vikaras from our minds, just like driving off the ash covering the burning coal, clearing the moss from the surface of the lake, or driving away the clouds hiding the sun. A simple yet most powerful sadhana to achieve this objective is singing of holy names. Bhagavan says, name is more important than form. How so? The sweetness of the name is seldom found in the form. When the name of the flower rose is remembered, its fragrance, its tender petals, deep color, these spring to memory. Instead, if its origin, the plant, is mentioned, flower, the beautiful and the most attractive, is likely to be forgotten, and only the leaves and branches come to mind. At the mention of mango, one is reminded of an incomparable sweetness. Instead, if an actual mango is held in the hand, one starts distinguishing the skin, the fiber, the juice, the nut, the seed, etc. When the name alone is repeated, only the sweetness is brought to the memory. Such is the difference between the Lord and the Lord's name. There is the pure essence of sweetness in the name. In the case of the form, there is the chance of dread mixed with respect. Riches are needed to secure any article in the world. Hence, the riches are superior to the articles got by means of them. So too, if the riches called Nama are steadily accumulated, the Lord can be realized through the path of dhyana easily, says Baba. How does God's name acquire the power to drive away all the evil tendencies in the devotee's mind? Even ordinary words have power. You are very thirsty and someone says, I'll cut a lemon and prepare sweet sherbet for you. Your mouth begins to water immediately. This shows the reaction in our mental lake through hearing ordinary words and sounds. How much more profound should be the effect on our mind and behavior when sacred names of God are heard or sung with love. Thank you for watching Prashanti. Jai Sai Ram.
Let's push off with a lovely episode of Satya Sai Baba to be narrated here by a disciple of the Guru himself. Her name is Mrs. Nalini Bhatt.
Love is my form, truth is my breath, bliss is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, bliss is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, bliss is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, bliss is my food.
We at Prashanti offer our humblest pranams at the most sacred lotus feet of Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba. Welcome, brothers and sisters. This is Nalini. We have been learning about the power of Nama Sankirtana or chanting of Lord's name on Prashanti. There are various paths to reach God, like Bhava Sankirtana, which is singing God's glory with feelings and emotions, Guna Sankirtana, which is glorifying God's virtues, or Leela Sankirtana, which is singing God's glory in all of his exploits and play and his miracles and so on and so forth. Let us examine these different forms of Nama Sankirtana on Prashanti today. Some of the types of Nama Sankirtana are Vatsalya Sankirtana, when one sings with mother-child feeling, as in the case of Yashoda and Krishna, Baba's foster mother Subhamma and Baba. Anuraga Bhava, lover-beloved feeling found in the purest form in the gopis who adored Krishna. Sakhya Bhava, comrade feeling as found in Arjuna, who considered Krishna his intimate friend and confidant. Dasya Bhava, servant-master attitude, the best example of which is Hanuman's devotion towards Lord Rama. Shanta Bhava, or chanting with an unruffled peaceful mind, of which Bhishma is the best example. When one sings soulfully with intense feelings and emotions towards the Lord, it is called Bhava Sankirtana. The best example is Radha's love for Krishna. Radha saw, heard, tasted, sought and gained only the divine sweetness radiating from Krishna at all times and all places. Radha poured her feelings for Krishna when she sang, "Were you a tree fully grown, I would wound round you like a creeper. Were you a blossoming flower, I would hover round the flower like a bee. Were you the mountain Meru, I would cascade like a river. Were you the boundless sky, I would be a star in it. Were you a bottomless sea, I would merge in you like a river."
The incessant flow of worship to Krishna was Radha's very life. In thoughts of Krishna, she was forever lost. His form danced before her eyes every moment. The blue hues of the gurgling Yamuna reminded her of Krishna's charming complexion. The merry chirping of birds stirred in her memories of Krishna's mischievous chuckles. All that stood between Krishna and Radha's union was her mortal frame.
Once, Gopikas were doing Varalakshmi Vrata near Govardhanagiri. Radha was a great devotee. Many people were giving Radha a lot of trouble. They locked Radha up in a room. Radha would run to Krishna as soon as she saw him, and the entire village would come to know about it. What a shame it would bring upon the family. From inside the room, poor Radha sings with tears flowing. Krishna heard her song. He came immediately and broke the lock and opened the door. He chided these wicked people. If you don't have devotion, it is all right, but troubling a devotee like this is very sinful. Krishna took Radha away to Govardhana hill. After reaching there, Radha beseeched Krishna, "I don't wish for anything else, Krishna. Please sing a song on your flute like the nectar flowing. Play a tune, talk to me so that I can listen to my heart's content. Convert the milk of all the cows into a very beautiful rhythm, nada. Fill it into your flute and sing a song for me." Krishna sang a song. Radha listened to it and breathed her last. Radha gave up her life and Krishna gave up his flute. He gave up that very tune. Chanting the name of the Lord sets in motion a chain reaction. As Baba explains, sing aloud the glory of the God and charge the atmosphere with divine vibrations. The clouds will then pour sanctity on the fields which feed on it, and the crops will get sanctified and induce divine urges in man. This is the process of chain reaction and progress, said Sri Baba. That's why I insist on group singing or Nama Sankirtana, Sri Baba declared. Thank you for watching Prashanti. Jai Sai Ram.
Let's begin with Madam Nalini Bhatt, whereby she will present her awesome story on Satya Sai Baba. Let's take a close look.
Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food.
We at Prashanti offer our humblest pranams at the most sacred lotus feet of Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba. Welcome, brothers and sisters. This is Nalini. When we turn the pages of history, we find many examples of people who merged in God simply by chanting His name with devotion. They proved that it was not necessary to go to the Himalayas or renounce everything or do severe penance. They simply pulled Lord to themselves with the rope of Nama Smarana and tied Him up to the post of their tongue, singing His glory. The name enshrines the majesty and the mystery, the glory and the grace, the beauty and the benevolence of the Lord Almighty. Remembering with each breath His name will provide divine oxygen and sanctify our lives. In this Kali Yuga, one can attain liberation by singing the name of the Lord. In the Krita Yuga, it was meditation. In the Treta Yuga, it was yajna or fire rituals. In the Dwapara Yuga, it was worship that granted moksha. In this Kali Yuga, due to the predominance of rajasic activity of man, it is difficult to engage oneself in dhyana, yajna and worship. So, Namasmarana is declared the best means to cross the ocean of delusion. Just as the mast of the ship is the only resting place for a bird flying over the dark, deep ocean, so too the name of the Lord is the mast for you, said Baba. That name is the thunderbolt which pulverizes mountains of sin and grants liberation. The Lord's name is luminous, universal and divine, which, like the effulgence of the rising sun, dispels the darkness of delusion. Sri Baba has given various examples of devotees saved by the Lord when they called out to Him in their times of distress. Sita survived her captivity in Lanka when Ravana kidnapped her. What was it that gave her the strength? It was her constant thinking of Rama. She was totally consumed in the chanting of Ramanama. Hanuman was a humble servant of Rama. Every cell in his body was saturated with Ramanama. His tail was a formidable weapon, for it was filled with the might of the name. Because he had Rama installed in his heart, and the splendor and beauty of Rama was reflected in his face, he is called Sundara, or the charming one. When Draupadi, the queen of the Pandavas, was subject to extreme humiliation, who else but Lord Krishna came to her rescue? Once, Rukmini and Satyabhama, Krishna's queens, wanted to know what was Draupadi's devotion like, that Krishna's grace cascaded time and time again. Krishna took both of them to Draupadi and asked them to comb her hair after she had washed it. The queens heard from the tip of each hair the sound of Nama Japa, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. The name of the Lord had infused her entire being. Tyagaraja, a great devotee of Sri Rama, wrote soulful kirtanas glorifying the God. He undertook the task of chanting Ramanama in his 20th year. After completing 96 crores of Nama Japa 21 years later, Lord Rama himself appeared before him. Meera drank the poison with the name of Lord Krishna on her tongue, and it turned into nectar. Prahlada's demon father Hiranyakashipu tried to kill him because Prahlada was devoted to Vishnu, his enemy. The boy chanted Lord's name continuously, and fire could not singe him, nor poison could affect him. Finally, Lord Vishnu took the Narasimha avatar, half lion, half man, and came out of a pillar and killed Hiranyakashipu. Thus, Namasmarana is the boat that takes us across the ocean of birth and death. This sadhana should be done regularly every day. It's like mopping and sweeping the floors of our homes. Even a day's neglect could mean accumulation of dust. Sri Baba urged everyone to sing the glory of God and keep the temple of our hearts where God is installed clean, pure and sacred. Thank you for watching Prashanti. Jai Sai Ram.
Let's begin with Prashanti, where we get to thoroughly enjoy every telecast moment of Satya Sai Baba. This is graciously put together by our famous anchor, Nalini Bhatt. Please join her for her exciting episode for this week.
Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food.
We at Prashanti offer our humblest pranams at the most sacred lotus feet of Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba. Welcome brothers and sisters, this is Nalini. November 23rd is Sri Baba's birthday. But Baba always said, I consider my birthday to be the day when divinity blossoms in your hearts. Therefore, each of you should celebrate such a day as my birthday. The day when you resolve to practice my teachings, to follow my directives, and to put my message into acts of service, that day is my birthday. Prashanti today celebrates Sri Baba's birthday, highlighting his various teachings on how we can make this divinity born in our hearts. Sri Baba's birthday celebrations provided a platform to launch various projects of his grand mission. The Golden Jubilee celebrations of his birthday in 1975 saw the mission taking off. Strong foundations were laid for Vedic revival through yajnas, Narayana Seva, brotherhood of man, unity of all religions, and so on. His divine discourses delivered on every occasion have lit the path one should take to make that divinity blossom in one's heart. Baba explains, inside the room called body, in the strong box called the heart, the precious gem of jnana exists. 4 wily thieves, lust, anger, greed and envy, are lying in wait to rob it. Awake to the danger before it is too late. Reinforce yourself with the support of the Lord and keep the gem intact. Escape into the pure air of the Spirit, taking the name of the Lord on your tongue. Of the 24 hours of the day, have 6 hours for your individual needs, 6 for the service of the others, 6 for sleeping, and 6 hours for dwelling in the presence of the Lord. Those 6 hours will endow you with the strength of steel. Adherence to his teachings will bestow supreme happiness. What is happiness?
Happiness is union with God.
You will be happy in the company of God. All ancients, in what form they worship God. They considered the flower of sacrifice as the main one. They considered human heart as the throne of God. Because of such a sentiment which is so noble, people could attain divinity in those days. Man should also today install God on the throne of your heart. We have to be happy all the time. Difficulties and worries come in between. We should not worry too much. In fact, it's a step that leads you to success and happiness.
A block of Mysore pak has sweetness, weight, and shape. The three cannot be separated. We don't find shape in one part, weight in another, and sweetness in the third. And when it is placed on the tongue, taste is recognized, weight is lessened, and shape is modified all at the same time. So too, the individual soul, Jiva, the Atma, and the Supreme Lord are not separate. They are one and the same. When spiritual discipline is done constantly with an ever-expanding heart full of devotion and spiritual wisdom, the Lord answers. At first, He stands at a distance, watching one's efforts, like the teacher who stands apart when the student writes out answers to questions. When one sheds attachment to sensual pleasures and takes to selfless service, God comes encouragingly near. He waits outside the closed door, like the servant who knows his master's rights and his own limitations. He doesn't announce his presence or bang on the door, but simply waits. And when the master opens the door just a little, the sun rushes in and promptly drives darkness out from within. When his help is requested, he is present with hands extended to render assistance. For those who get discouraged with constant sadhana, Baba consoles thus. 20 hammer strokes might not succeed in breaking a stone, but the 21st stroke might break it. Does this mean that the 20 blows were of no avail? No. Each contributed its share to the final success. The object of all spiritual practice is the destruction of the mind, and someday, some one good deed will succeed in destroying it, just as the 21st blow broke the stone. Each little thing counts. No good deed is a waste. So, how shall we celebrate Sri Baba's birthday? Shall we at least try to follow his teachings and make our lives his message and lead a meaningful and pious life as Sri Baba desired? Happy birthday, beloved Baba. Thank you for watching Prashanti. Jai Sai Ram.